This is the May 20th Shade Tree Commission meeting. We have just one or two tree permit and right-of-way issues that we should comment on. We've had a request from Ohio University to remove 3 pear trees in front of 15 Park Place while they're doing some renovation work. I've had a look at it. I don't know if anybody else has looked at it. I saw no objection. If they're going to have to be removed because of the renovation, then they're somewhat old trees, and replacing them with oaks I think is a good idea.
Yeah, it looks like they're the kind that could very well start splitting apart.
What are the species?
Severe
Bradford.
Pear.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah.
And we get 2 oaks.
Right there. It's time for those.
Replace them with oaks.
The university said that they would replace them with oaks.
Did they say what kind?
I can't remember. Do you have any particular favourites? I mean, they may be
as long
open.
as they're not some of the small varieties.
No, it'll be over the big ones. But we'll find out the species once they get working on it. I mentioned to Ron just before the meeting that 157 Morris needs some attention, some deadwood pruning, and I've had a request from 160 East State Street for a tree that's obstructing the sidewalk. So I was going to have a look at it at the weekend. If anyone else is down there, they might have a look at it as well. 160 East State Street. And then we have your request. Would you like to come to the microphone, introduce yourself, and explain what it is you're asking us for permission to do?
Okay, I'm Debbie Schmeeding, and I'm the Executive Director of Havar Incorporated. This year we will be entering our 3rd season of operating, along with the Athens Area Mediation Service and the Athens City Parks and Recreation Department, the miniature golf course at Southside Park off Dairy Lane. And I've come here tonight to ask permission to have planted a lilac tree at the far end of the golf course on the slope, according to the sketch that I submitted.
Yeah. Okay. This is just to explain to people what's going on. This is a public park, and the Tree Commission have to make recommendations as to whether people can plant trees or not in the public parks. And I think we have no objection to this being planted. I'm looking at my fellow tree commissioners to make sure this. So we all approve it. I'll fill out a formal tree permit and give it to Ron Lucas. I guess that's what we need to do.
Yeah, and Debbie, I'll help with the location, location you have to do for a tree. Anytime you dig, you need to do a utility locate, so I'll help you out with that.
Yeah, we've got a plan here. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you for the planting.
Yes. Landscape ordinance issues, unless there are any other parks issues. I don't think there are. So, but landscape ordinance issues, we viewed a site just off Stimpson Avenue, corner of Stimpson and Cornwall, where the bike shop is going to relocate to. We've seen a plan. It looks like a good plan, and so we've given initial approval under Title 41 for that to move forward. As far as I know, it's now moving forward into the planning process. I don't have any other landscape ordinance issues, and unless Ron has got anything in that guise, it's Ron's turn to give us his report.
Wow, I barely got settled in.
Sorry.
As David was saying, with removals and pruning tree permits, there are a significant number of them that have come across my emails and phone the last few days. Thank you for bringing those to my attention. I've done a number of tree permits electronically, and most of them are in the rights of way. So tomorrow I'm going out with Total Tree Care. I'm going to look at some of these trees and get a quote, and particularly 59 Sunnyside is a hazard tree. That'll probably be first tree to go. So
there's not much of it left, really.
Yeah. There's trees all over Mary Street, Tulane and Woodward, Sunnyside, Mill, Central, Graham, just a number of trees throughout the city that have some issues. Not all of them are removals requested, some are pruning. Just clarify something with you, David. 52 South Shannon, the Silver Maple, Nancy Dath, is that removal now? Okay.
I think
We've been
it's up
trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a case of you need to look at it from the arborist point of view. Is this now worth
It's probably
saving,
worth-
or is it time to remove it? She would like to have another tree, Asa Freemanii, planted in the fall in a space where another tree was removed a few years ago. That's just in front of her house. This other silver maple is just off to one side.
Okay.
So I've got that on our list for the fall as a good planting site.
Okay, great.
Because that side of South Shannon is bare of trees now, pretty much. There's a long stretch. And the opposite side of the street, I don't think it's possible to plant because of AEP's wires coming close. So this is the best place to plant if we can.
All right.
Ron, do you have anything for 18 Ohio Avenue? Have you been out to see that?
I do not.
Well, people from that neighborhood approached me and made it very clear that they were very concerned about the tree at 18 Ohio. It's a sugar maple, they said, and they said it has internal rot, and they're concerned because they're concerned in general, but particularly because it's so close to East Elementary and children are walking
Sort of tree
in that area. So
It is in the tree lawn. I remember that tree. I just saw it this week. Yeah, that
Okay.
deserves some review.
okay, good.
Any other ones that you can think of that?
I have to look at one on 160 East State Street, but I think that's a small tree that just needs some gentle pruning. That if I can do it, I'll do it.
Okay. The county courthouse, the holiday tree, I think we are going to remove that as of our last discussion on that. Are we going to go with the donation tree concept, or are we going to look into installing a elevated planter and planting another tree?
I think you should go with an elevated planter, or at least a well-protected area. I don't think that the way that's designed at the moment is suitable for trees.
No, it's hopeless.
So we'll put a design together, and maybe this year we'll do a donation tree if we don't get it all together in time before we can plant a tree there, and then try to get that going. So.
There's just too much traffic there for the tree.
So an elevated planter, we'll probably have to put some kind of design together because we're going to need to figure out soils and things of that nature, depth.
Yeah.
Might have to expand the site a little bit.
Yes, we did have some preliminary sizes for a planter, and we spoke about whether it might be faced with brick or with wood at one point as well.
Okay.
There are 2 dead trees uptown. There's that one in front of the bank, Chase Bank, is there?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one around the courthouse corner.
Yeah, the one in the courthouse needs to come down. I'm going to look at that one tomorrow.
That's not one of the Shumort oaks.
No,
Good.
no. It was planted in memory or honor of a former county commissioner named Bobo way back.
On a positive note, a lot of removals going on. All the trees that were planted last year with the fall planting, aside from the mysterious case of the walking Kentucky coffee tree, have leafed out and look great. So that's a pretty good success rate. Tree City USA Awards, I felt that they were very successful. I learned some things regarding timing of lunch and activities, but other than that, it was a good day. The Arbor Day celebration was good. The picture, the media coverage, having David Sinkoff and his wife in the paper with that tree was pretty neat to see. So we have our flag flying out front, our 20-year flag, and we gave the other flag to the community center, and they're going to fly it down there. So we're going to have multiple Tree City USA flags flying around the city.
I thought it was one of the best of the Tree City USA programs that I've been to. I've been going to a number. Well, first of all, the speaker was, those two speakers were terrific.
They're
But I just felt like I got a lot more out of it than from the other ones. So
great. That's really good to hear. I will pass that on to Joe and Jim that spoke.
Yeah, and I wanted to record the Tree Commission's thanks to you for organising all that.
absolutely,
Yes, it's a really well done job.
Ann Bonner as well.
Yeah.
She did a lot. So it was a great experience. I'm looking forward to hosting it again.
Good.
I made contact with some other tree city tree commissioners as well from other cities.
Great.
We've provided our ordinances now to Wellston.
Oh,
they're going to look at that and see if they can implement what we've got.
That's
It's
good.
useful all round, I think. So thank you.
The tree bank. We discussed this concept at the Tree City USA Awards program, and I would like to report that it is functional and implemented. We have a tree bank now.
Wow.
Basically, what we have done is we worked with a couple of university students that are working through Anita Frederick's public administration program, and they provided the foundation, and I believe that they're hosting a couple of donation funding parties this weekend, one at Albie's. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, so great. Yeah, thank you. And anyway, the whole thing was kind of stuck in terms of how are we going to handle the money coming in, and we have that all organized. There is a utilities billing procedure now where we have an established identifier called Tree Bank, and all of the donations that come to the city will go into this tree bank. I'm keeping a spreadsheet of who donates and where they want their tree. Right now, it's primarily for Bicentennial Park, but it will expand to be citywide. And we have 2 donors so far. We have $200 in our tree bank.
Excellent.
So it is alive and well. So
Now, we did speak at one point about the possibility of a tree bank being used as a way for people to make up their allowance of trees from the landscape ordinance. I have reservations about that, obviously, because
that would need a lot of discussion.
And so I just want to make it clear we do need a lot of discussion before we go down that route. But I certainly am pleased that we've been able to establish a tree bank, and we've got people.
And there's a number of people. I brought this up to the Government Affairs Committee that I was invited to last week, and there were people at that committee that wanted to donate as well. So I think there's a genuine interest there by developers and residents that want to see more trees in the rights of way and are willing to donate money. And, now we have a way for them to do so.
So should we talk about how developments could work with a tree bank, like if they don't have enough room on their property? Should we discuss that like at another meeting, or
yes,
or maybe
because what we need to think about seriously is we don't want to give this as an incentive for people not to plant trees at their site. So we've got to come up with some fairly strict rules about whether how and when anyone can do this.
Absolutely, and the I think the price tag will be very helpful if it's a realistic, like the cost of the tree, the cost of the insulation, and the cost of the maintenance. Because all that would be.
Yeah, we need to think very carefully about it, and there needs to be a very public review process as well whenever that is done.
Right.
I think.
And speaking of public review, is there some way of having a recognition for some of these people who have donated at some time and therefore getting media coverage to get more publicity about the tree bank? Because, it would be really nice to have more people know about it.
Part of the donations that are taking place now for Bicentennial Park, there will be a plaque with all the people that donated to that restoration effort, and that'll be on display at the park. So when we go citywide with the tree bank concept, we will probably implement something similar. Maybe we do it in City Hall or at the community center, where we have a list or a plaque of
Good.
people that donated money to the trees and where they are.
And maybe after Bicentennial Park, maybe once that's complete, there could be a little media event and some tree, some of the interested parties could be there, and that's a way of getting recognition to both the individuals who donated and to the whole concept.
Kind of like a park rededication.
Yeah,
Yes.
celebration.
Yes.
Right.
That sounds like a good idea.
In terms of future publicity, I would think that when there are particular trees for particular sites, then we might be able to recognise those at Arbor Day. That's one time to do it. Even if they get
Right.
planted in the fall, we could still recognise
Yes.
them
Right.
at that time.
Good idea.
And then, I think maintaining some electronic record somewhere as well within the website would be another
That's a good idea too.
And
way of doing it.
Will this be a tax deductible for people donating? Would this be
It should
is that a
be.
It should be.
It's a
Yeah.
donation to the
Yeah, it
city.
is.
right? So that would be can slip that in somewhere. So. Because
As an incentive.
if somebody loses a tree on their property that's within the right of way, and they want another tree, and they don't want to wait until their turn comes up, they could donate money, and then I could think that would be a good way of
Yep.
dealing with it, getting professionals to plant it and
Yeah.
and maybe get advice about species.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good. We're glad it's moving along.
Good. On a side note, I am recertified for another 3 years. So
Oh, great.
Good.
I'm still the city certified arborist. That's all I have.
Emerald ash borer. I've given some names to Paul Logue as volunteers for surveying the south side. I haven't heard back as to how that's going yet. Have you heard anything, Ron, at all?
I have not. I'll touch base with Paul about that.
Good.
This does not concern Athens, but the emerald ash borer has spread to Iowa.
Yeah, I believe so.
Lansing.
Yeah. That actually brings me to the minutes, unless there's any other business that we've got to talk about. Is there anything else?
Did you say Iowa?
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I gather my email wasn't too legible.
I missed.
Oh, yours? Oh,
You
did.
opened it.
Yeah, that's good. Like you just review the minutes and then see if we can accept them. These were prepared by Ron.
Albie, where is this island between the steps and
It's a
that?
really
Right, that's sort of
big island, big island.
And where is it? Closer to Kroger's or closer to Stimson?
It's a stretch of East State Street that probably that would be better worded as Project Plant is working on a section of East State Street that runs from Carpenter Stimson to about Verona, and the addresses are immediately
Okay.
below it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that.
There was an island out in East State today, but it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will come to you, Ron, for some right-of-way determinations on the west side of the street.
Any other corrections? Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I so moved.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any objections to approving the minutes? Hearing none, we have minutes approved. Our next meeting will be Thursday, June the 10th. We're going back to trying to stick to our second Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. here in the council chambers. With that, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.